would you rather get rid of all of your social media platforms for the rest of your life, so you can never ever use a social media platform again to monetize any of your businesses, or give Josh all of your Bitcoin right now?
Hey guys, it's Matt Haycox here. Well, welcome to a very special episode of the Matt Haycox Show. Special for many reasons. This is the first one I've recorded in about 5 months. I don't know where the time goes. I've not recorded since 2020, so I hope I remember what to do. Secondly, because I'm with my good friend Georgia Harrison, who I'm always excited to talk to. I'm always going to tell her that anyway. And also, I've actually never done a podcast with someone that I've known well before doing it.
Yeah, so usually you've just met them.
Yes, and I've always wondered what the dynamic would be like. If it'd be different, if it'd be more relaxed. Or maybe we'll just argue because it's us.
Yeah, I was going to say that. It could be relaxed or it could end in a fight. Either way, it'll be good watching.
But anyway, we're here, we're in Dubai. Georgie's been here since October, I've been here since January. As always, we've been talking about doing this for about 3 months and finally got around to doing it today when it's about 2 days before she leaves. So we've got 20 minutes to squeeze some super cool content in, have a good chat, and I'm sure you'll like it. So, hello.
Hello, how are you?
It feels so formal now, doesn't it? Obviously, I guess your audience know you've been here for a few months anyway, but and obviously I certainly know what you've been up to because I've been stuck with you for the last 3 months. But what's been going on? What do people need to know?
I mean, it's actually crazy to think I've almost been here for half a year, and honestly, so much has happened. I think one thing that I definitely realised moving here, which I never really grasped the concept of last year, is that I can actually work anywhere I want via my social media in the world pretty much. As long as you can get a delivery there, then it works. And obviously the last few months in Dubai, I've been managing to run my social media, push my platforms and also monetize off them whilst having a really good time and getting tan.
Why did you move?
I think, to be honest, before Love Island, I actually did want to move to Dubai. I came here on holiday a few times and I just loved it. For me, waking up every day, having the sun there, having more of a social life, it's just a no-brainer. And not just that, at home, a lot of my friends do 9 to 5s, like they all work in offices and stuff like that. And it means it's sort of harder for me to get my content and stuff because I haven't got anyone to work with that does the same thing as me. Whereas being here, so many influencers are here, so I can like meet up with them in the daytime, plan content shoots, and get a whole lot of help instead of paying a photographer weekly to come take pictures of me in the living room.
I mean, I think it's been a massive eye-opener, for the whole world over the last year or so, with with what we actually can do, either working from different countries, working from home and stuff. And I've been writing a post about this myself over the last couple of days, and not actually got around to posting it because obviously I've been here for 3 months, and I've been working at putting up work as hard as I could do. That's not an indication of the fact I've not been able to do it here. I think there's been quite a lot of distractions. Obviously, I've had Harley out here as well, but I get messages every day. Literally every day from people I know, like close friends, business associates, who are always saying, I'm so jealous of you out there. I wish I could do what you do. And I always say to these people, you've probably got more ability to do what I do than I do. You've probably got more time available to you because you're retired or you're in a different state of life. You've probably got more money than me. You've got many more opportunities. But ultimately, it's just it's a mindset issue that you feel that you have to be stuck in Leeds or Manchester or London, or you feel that because you were born there or because you work there, you can't break out of these shackles. And I think for me it's been nice to see how many people have been forced into a situation, probably initially outside of the comfort zone, but being able to make a move, change a job, live in another country, and do the stuff that that we've always talked about wanting to do, and now know that we can do it. I guess like for me, I know this is a big lifestyle change that will stay going forward. I just hope that so many people who've started to make these changes don't now slip back, now that lockdown's finished and they feel, now I've got to go back to my old job or I've got to go back to my old life, etc. That makes sense. I
think for a lot of people it is the fear of the unknown, the like what's lifestyle going to be like, am I going to be able to handle it, especially if you're contemplating moving somewhere that you've only been on holiday to. Like, I remember when a few of my friends first moved to Dubai, I used to think like, oh my God, like how can you live there? It's a completely different country. Like the culture's completely different. But once you come here and you stay here for more than a week, you start to realise that it's actually really not that different to home. Like, it's the same day-to-day life. And I think one amazing thing about Dubai that I like more than England is just the fitness aspect of it. Everyone is always in the gym. There's so many different ways of working out, but everyone's just more enthusiastic. When you go to the gym in England, everyone's got young. No one wants to be there. They're all late to get back to work. But out here, everyone's just like, I don't know, they love it, don't they?
Well, let's talk fitness then, because obviously that's something I wanted to ask you about, because it's obviously a massive part of your life, and I think, for people who don't know you personally, they see how much whether it's fitness, yoga, meditation, spas, etc. you do on your Instagram. But obviously, knowing you, I know that you really do live and breathe the gym and the exercise, even if you balance it with quite a bit of booze afterwards. But I mean, tell me, has exercise always been a big part of your life? What kind of benefits do you feel from it, and do you see that it really makes a difference to your life?
Do you know what? I actually didn't start exercising until I was about 19. I was working as a shop girl and I was just drinking shots, eating KFC, and it really caught up with me really quickly. And in the end, my mum and dad were just like, listen, you need to get in the gym, which I really respect them for doing. I think sometimes you have just got to sort of educate your children and just say you need to live a healthy lifestyle. And that isn't just, obviously, for your physical looks. For me, going to the gym changed my whole life in terms of my mental ability to just cope with day-to-day life. I think if you don't go to the gym for like a few days, I actually just feel so tired. I've got no energy. Sometimes I can get into like a really bit of a funk, and I can't always realise why it is. And then I'll do something like go for a run or do yoga, and I'll come out and I'll think, God, why have I not exercised for like a week? Like, that's obviously the reason I've been feeling sort of low. And I just don't think that I could cope with life without exercise. And I think for so many people, they don't realise like that just 2 times a week would massively change their energy levels, the way that they feel in the morning, their physical appearance. And sometimes I know people think, oh, if I go to the gym, I'm going to be really tired for the rest of the day. But it's actually the opposite, in my opinion. Once I go to the gym, I come out feeling refreshed, ready to go. And for people that don't normally exercise, the first week, the first 2 weeks, they might be grueling, it'll be really tedious, they probably won't enjoy it. But as soon as you get past that hump, you're just going to love it. It becomes an addiction, and it's just getting there.
And I think as well, it's about understanding that exercise is so many different things on what works for you. I mean, obviously, I go to the gym, I hate it, and I'm certainly nowhere near as excited about it as you. But for me, I find that just a good walk, it makes it counts as my exercise for the day. I actually do enjoy it, and I can multitask by making my phone calls and stuff on there. And I think obviously during lockdown, people found that okay, I'm not able to go to the gym, but I can do press-ups at home, I can do squats at home and stuff. And I guess people are probably a lot of people who've never done it before are maybe scared to start, or don't want to be seen, don't want to feel the pressure of other people in the gym, or or don't know what they actually want to do. I guess if you've done nothing, I mean, I'm just a massive advocate of going for a walk and just getting yourself moving, even if you can't quite get to the gym yet. I mean, even here the other night, I think I did literally 3.25 hours. Walking myself dizzy around the marina. Okay, it's not the gym, it's not going to burn as many calories maybe as having a hardcore workout, but you feel fresh, you feel better, and like I say, I get my phone calls done at the same time as well.
Yeah, no, I think getting walking into your routine actually is such a brilliant way of losing weight, and I've noticed that a lot here, because at home you don't really walk anywhere, do you? But here, like, I'll look at my phone and say 22-minute walk, and I think, oh, why not? But at home, I would never think that. Like, I have to get in the car, I get a taxi, just naturally. But you can walk everywhere, you can do all your phone calls when you're walking, and that is a great way of losing weight. And as you said as well, home workouts. I do sometimes get like a bit nervous about going into a really busy gym, and I definitely think when you're a little bit out of shape and you're not feeling yourself, and you're not that physically able, you don't always want to go into the gym. So to be able to just do a home workout while you're building yourself up is brilliant, and I do think that is something that a lot of people will take out of lockdown.
Talk to me about pressure and dealing with I guess uncomfortable situations, horrible situations, etc. I mean, again, your audience, know some of the shit that you've been through over the last few months, and I guess you've had personal issues, and then just being in the public eye in general, brings with it its stresses and its pressures and stuff. I mean, how do you cope? Do you have a good support network? What's your advice to people who are suffering with major crises, mental health issues, etc.?
I mean, there's so many different ways of dealing with things, and people have got all different sorts of pressures, so it's hard to relate to everything. But I think one of the main things that people in my situation deal with is trolling and things like that. And you've met my family. I came from a family where you take things on the chin.
They troll you every day.
Yeah, I get trolled every day. Like, you have to learn to take banter, and like as a girl, like when I was growing up, I learned that very quickly. I had loads of cousins, and like you just used to have to take things on the chin. And I think that's why I do find it quite easy to deal with negative comments. But of course, sometimes I will have my days where there's just such an onslaught of unnecessary hate, and sometimes it can get to you. And I think it's really important to be able to look at it as like two separate things. Like, you need to be able to look at your social media as something that is a lot of people that, although they think they know you, they actually don't. And anytime their comments are starting to bother you, I try and, first of all, meditate. I meditate all the time. But secondly, one of my favourite skills when I'm receiving like online hate is to put myself in a meditative state and imagine everyone I know, and imagine all my friends, my families, people I've worked with on set, like colleagues, and just imagine if I gave them all a survey in the room, like what would they say about me? I can guarantee a very high percentage of them would have nice things to say, if not medium to nice things to say. No one would be like, no one would be like, I don't know, she's this, she's a cow, she's got horrible skin, she's got bad hair. Like, they just wouldn't. And you have to remember that those are the people that actually know you, and that's all that really matters.
I think as well, it's what's the word? I guess it's a cliche to talk about keyboard warriors and stuff, but people who get shit online, when you actually think about the fact, well, would I get that shit in real life? And the answer is probably no. No, certainly nowhere near as many times as that. For pretty much everyone you talk about this situation, I guess it just highlights the fact how it is. Just idiots hiding behind iPhones, hiding behind keyboards, etc. And I guess whatever it is you use to frame it. If you're going to do anything that involves social media, public, even if we're not talking about going on telly, for anyone who wants to have a LinkedIn profile to promote the business, or a Twitter account to meet new friends, you're going to have to find a way to deal with it in some way, shape or form. And so many people, I get messages from saying, I want to do this, but I'm not going to do it because I'm scared of people, what people are going to say about me. And I guess unfortunately, there's no way around it. And you can't limit your own opportunities. Worrying about what everyone else is going to say, and ultimately letting them win.
Yeah, I used to do Reiki with one of my friends at home, and we always done videos. And she used to post videos, and I used to want to repost them. And I said to her, like, I can't repost them because your page is private. And she was like, do you know what? Like, I'm literally can't put my page on public because I received so many negative comments, and it's deterred me from it. But that is now stifling her from like reaching a wider audience. And I think also with trolls, they feed off negativity, and you just, first of all, just shouldn't respond to them. Like, some people respond to them, and that's exactly what they want. They want a response. And really, they're just people who are lost souls. They're sad in themselves. They're probably far more troubled than you are. And I think instead of looking at them as something that you need to fight against, people specifically with big platforms need to use their platforms to help educate and move people to a more positive direction, because realistically, you've got to feel sorry for them.
And I think, like anything in life, you've got to look at who are the people saying these bad things to you. And again, you take it offline and put it into a real world situation. If people are saying bad things to you, how is that going to affect you? Well, look, if it's your boyfriend, your brother, your sister or something, you're going to obviously be very hurt or look at it very carefully. If it's some randomer from down the street or some moron who's crossing the road shouting abuse at you, you'd laugh and you wouldn't even give it a second thought. And ultimately, all these people who do the major trolling, they've got no profile picture, they've got no followers, because they are just random weirdos, and it's easy for us to say because we feel more mentally tough about it, but I think if you can break it down to that and say, well, look, if that weirdo was shouting out his window in real life, would you be affected? The answer is probably not, and it really is no different online.
Yeah, I agree. Would you rather?
Oh no, we've not even had a shot.
No, this is a good one.
Go on.
Would you rather get rid of all of your social media platforms for the rest of your life, so you can never ever use a social media platform again to monetize any of your businesses, or give Josh all of your Bitcoin right
now? Okay.
Because we don't know how long Bitcoin's going to last. This is forever.
We don't, but I tell okay. So taking something semi-serious out of that, I would give Josh my Bitcoin now.
Yeah.
Right, Josh. I hope you're not watching this. I don't really mean it, but no. It also, I would give my Bitcoin now, because the analogy for me is always that I'm more about growth and opportunities and taking risk, and knowing that whatever I lose today, I'll make it back tomorrow and more, because of ideas or skill set or whatever. And look, if I lost that Bitcoin today, it would be an irritating amount of money. It's not going to be a catastrophic amount of money that's going to finish me or change my life. I'm not going to like it, but I know that if I didn't have platforms to network with, to meet new people, to get my message across, then that is going to be a lot more limiting to me in the long term. And almost if I had that money, I wouldn't be able to make proper use of having that money, because I wouldn't be able to communicate with people. I wouldn't be able to find new businesses, find new opportunities.
You still have a telephone, but you wouldn't have social media, which is obviously the best way to meet new people.
I'm trying to think of something for you. I'm trying to think of would you rather have get rid of your social media or do something? But I guess it's even more important for your life.
When people's social medias get hacked, I've always said that is my worst fear. It would cost me more money you hacking my Instagram than burning down my house, and it really would.
But that is why, as well, it's so important that not to be so reliant on one platform. And A, not be reliant on one platform, but B, ultimately get to own that data. So for me, I always say to anyone who's super strong on whatever it is, if you're super strong on Instagram, you've then got to get onto Facebook, you've got to get onto YouTube. And start to move that audience across while it's hot. A, because you could get hacked and lose it overnight, or B, as we all know, the algorithm changes, or maybe one platform goes out of fashion, another one comes in. But then ultimately the end game has got to be to get that data. So that you own it, because again, so many people don't appreciate that you don't own your audience on your Instagram account. You don't have their name, their address, their email, all the contact details. Because then when you've got that, that's when you can then sell them a product, or build a long-term relationship that you own, which is a beautiful segue into talking about your eyelash serum. Which, because I know obviously over the last probably year or so, you've always had your gym wear, but you've been doing some more things lately, which obviously the eye serum's been something that's new, but also I guess passionate to you. I think that's what's important to me about your products, and I think what so many people miss, that they just promote shit that is either unauthentic to them, but maybe people don't appreciate it, or blindingly, obviously not them. People who are promoting trading platforms when they're clearly not traders, or promoting I don't know, CBD or whatever it may be. But the stuff that you've done has always been very much about you. So tell us about your eye serum and how that came about.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, I get a lot of offers to do certain businesses, and I'll take 50%, I'll take 50%. They can set everything up, but it's a lot of it's just things like, do I want to do a perfume? Do I want to make a candle? Why should someone buy a Georgia smelling candle? It's ridiculous. That's why I like to.
I've smelled your Fitbit. No one wants to smell your candle.
Exactly. I mean, you'd maybe buy it if you wanted to piss someone off. You'd have a row with them, send them buy a smelly Fitbit candle. That'd actually be a good idea. Anyway, but for me, I I've always been obsessed with looking after my natural eyelashes. I much prefer the look of natural eyelashes to false eyelashes. I've had strips a couple of times, but I've never had individuals. And I've always wanted to sort of branch out to something involved in that. So when I met Ahmad in America, he has like a hair care brand. So he is very successful at selling argan oil for hair. And basically, I started using it on my eyelashes when I first met him. And after a while, they started really just keeping their density, staying thicker. They used to spread out in a much better way. I mean, your eyelashes renew themselves every 7 weeks, so they're never going to grow so long that you can plait them to your head. But you can protect them throughout that cycle and keep them at their best for longer, which is what the serum does. So we first launched last year. And at first we did have a couple of issues. I mean, Ahmad's never sold this specific product before, and we're getting it from America to the UK. So we had a couple of leakages in the first batch, which we managed to sort out and send everyone a double of. And then the next lot just went really well. And honestly, I can't believe how much easier the beauty industry is to the fashion industry. As much as I love it, it's like there's different sizes, there's different types of things. Someone might get it and not like it. Someone might, there's all different areas. You have to get every single size when you're doing this, and you always get left with some sort of stock. Whereas with the beauty industry, I'm selling one product, it's small, it works for everyone, and they want to get a new one every few months. So the serum's literally just sold off the shelves. I think lockdown's probably helped. And my next plan is to relaunch that, and then eventually we're going to do a mascara. So we serumed them all up throughout lockdown, and now they're free. We give them a mascara.
And I guess for the guys watching who've not already bought or not already seen it, how did they buy it? Where did they get it?
So we haven't relaunched yet, but I think in about 2 or 3 weeks, so mid-May, I'm not sure when this is going out, you can get it on Executive Styles website, but I'm always promoting it through my Instagram, so that's the best way to find it.
Cool. Well, listen, I'm conscious of time. We've got somewhere to be. Or you probably more importantly than me. So thanks a lot for chatting. It's been good. It's been fun. Guys, I hope you enjoyed listening to that. I hope I can still remember to speak after 5 months. Listen, as always, if you're watching this on YouTube, you can get it on iTunes, on Spotify, and wherever you listen to your podcasts. If you're on Instagram, get to Facebook. If you're on Facebook, get to Twitter. I am the Matt Haycox, TheMattHaycox on everything. Georgia is Georgia Louise Harrison on pretty much everything. She's also a newbie to YouTube. She's got a growing following of very exciting videos, some of which include me taking the piss out of her. So make sure you go and check her out on there too.
They're the best ones.
And we'll see you all again soon. Thanks for watching or listening.
Bye.